Comments by WHO's Director General on China's response to the outbreak has made him a target of some Republican senators, speaking here in late January after declaring COVID-19 a public health emergency of international concern.
Let me be clear. This declaration is not a vote of no confidence in China. On the contrary, WHO continues to have a confidence in China's capacity to control the outbreak. I'll repeat this. Let me be clear. This declaration is not a vote of no confidence in China.
He continued in the same briefing.
We should have actually expressed our respect and gratitude to China for what it's doing. It has already done incredible things to limit the transmission of the virus to other countries. And where respect is due, then you don't punish. Meaning, if anyone is thinking about taking measures, it's going to be wrong. And WHO doesn't recommend and actually opposes any restrictions for travel and trade or other measures against China.
But the explosion of cases in Europe and the United States and the closure of borders and restrictions on travel from China and elsewhere has raised questions about the WHO's allegiances and advice.
The WHO needs to stop covering for them. I think Dr. Tedros needs to step down. We need to take some action to address this issue. It's irresponsible. It's unconscionable what they've done here.
Her Republican colleague, Senator Rick Scott, called for a congressional probe into the WHO and wants the United States to consider withholding funding to the global body. While in an editorial, the influential Wall Street Journal accused the organization of bowing to Beijing's coronavirus disinformation.
But I'm a little upset with China, I'll be honest with you, because as much as I like President Xi and as much as I respect the country and admire the country, I have great admiration for the country, what they've done, but they should have told us about this.
China responded in a firm rebuke.
We've said multiple times that slander, smears and blamedoms cannot make up for the lost time, but will only cause more losses. I also truly want to tell these politicians that at this moment, lives should come first before politics. To keep politically manipulating people's lives and safety is just immoral and inhuman. This should be condemned by the people in the world, including the American people.
As the politics of this public health emergency begins to take hold. This withering criticism of the World Health Organization comes at a time of intense scrutiny of the Trump administration's response, with Democrats accusing the president of initially downplaying the impacts of the virus. Media reports indicate that the White House received intelligence in early February, warning of the scale and intensity of the outbreak in China and urging government measures be put in place. Trump's top trade advisor, as the New York Times reports this week, also warned of the risk of a pandemic in late January, warning that it could cost trillions of dollars and place millions of Americans at risk. Sherwin Brycebees, SABC News, New York.